Yo, what's up? We're back at StepX, and today I'm going to talk about battle preparation and how to get prepared mentally and physically for a battle. Yo, what's up everybody? So we're going to talk about how to prepare for a battle. There's different approaches to train. There's an approach where you can just focus on creating movement and finding new things. And then there's the battle preparation training. So I think both of the approaches are very important, because if you only practice for battles only, then you will get stuck in a system, and you will stay with this system for a long time, and it will be hard to break out of it and to reinvent yourself. So for me, it's really important to have periods in the year, whatever, it's one that's just focused on creating and one where it's really focused on preparing for a battle. Going to the part of the battle, it's usually after the part where you focus on creativity. For example, you can train 2 months on just finding new stuff, and then the month before the battle or 2 months before the battle, you're gonna get structure in it. With getting structure in it, I mean that when you do it, you really try to remember what you do it and how you do it and how you can put this together in one round. So it will be more better in the mind, so it will pop up at the right time in the right battle. What I always do is I record myself a lot at practice, so whenever I find new movements, I record it and I review it after practice, and I save it in a longer, bigger video file where I can stick all my videos together, review it, just like an external memory, because it's a lot of movements and sometimes you tend to forget. Sometimes you're out of inspiration and you can actually watch back, but you've been working on yourself. So this is very useful. If you have a mobile phone, make sure you can save those videos in there. If you don't have any memory on your phone, that's not an excuse. Just make a private Instagram page and just upload all your practice videos on there, so you have a stream for yourself where you can always review what you've been training. So now is battle time, and a couple of weeks before battle, and one thing that's becoming really important is that your materials as much is in here as in your body. So what I always do is a couple things. I write everything down, and I don't mean with writing out a complete set, but I just write out everything I do, chapter by chapter. So I use a lot of baby freeze stuff. So chapter 1 would be, for example, baby freeze, and then I would write down baby freeze walk, baby freeze windmill, baby freeze slide, baby freeze spin, baby freeze jump. Everything connected with baby freeze will be in this part, because thinking of one move can bring me on remembering the other one. Next chapter, rolling techniques. Everything that's related to rolling, I put it there. Slides, different ways of sliding, I put it there. Other signature moves, like moves that I make up and I give names to it to remember. I put them in the line until I have a couple sheets, and then I review it, I bring it to practice, and what I do is I record everything one by one, so I make sure I did all my stuff that I have. So there's something in my muscle memory that got it. I've been writing it down to remember it, then I film it and I watch it back to remember it. And then after I watch it back, I create one big video of all these things that I documented. So with this technique, I've been digging here to get it. I've been doing it with my body. I've been visualizing it with my eyes. All these things help a lot to just get you a sharper mind if you really want to remember all your movements until the very last moment of the final battle. I think this is one of my stronger points in breaking. I think this is why I'm very successful also in a lot of battles, because I have a lot of material and I know how to structure it. Then another thing that's very important at battle practice is that you break with the same intention as you do on the big stage. So you try to do a round that you do at practice with the same energy that you would do it when you're on stage. Because it's very easy at practice to chill, you put your music on and you just vibe in, and you're giving your body, you're letting your dance breathe a lot. And then it's battle time and you want to go like this and your body is like, holy shit, what's going on? I'm not used to this. And you get tired very quickly. There's hot lights shining on you. And there's all these elements that makes you just more tired quickly than you think you are when you practice. So to really know where you're at, I think it's really important to break with the same intensity as you do at competitions. Battle your practice members, people you train with, but you can also clock for yourself, like a round is in between 30 and 40 seconds. So after every round you can actually like put a timer and be like, okay, up, next round. So with this in mind, if you know you need 12 rounds for a competition, then you can actually prepare. You can do a full competition just by yourself in the studio by doing 3 battles, wait 30 seconds in between every round, take a break from 10 minutes, do it again until you did 12 rounds. It's very boring and there's nothing creative or nothing fun with it. This is just straight up hard work, boring hard work, but it pays off, because if you do this, you know exactly where you're at. And this gives you also an extra confidence boost when you go on stage, because you already know where you're at and what you're capable of. And you have in your pocket your phone with this video on it, so you can always review it. But what I do when competitions get closer, and it's a very important competition, I watch that video over and over. I watch it on the toilet, I watch it in the train. Every little window that I have, I would just study my stuff, like I would study for school, I would study my material. So it's so much here, like I cannot see it anymore, because I just seen it so many times it becomes boring. But it's really here, and I think that's a very strong tool to be a strong battle contender. So on top of all of this, of training your mind, obviously it's good to work on your cardio as well, your breathing techniques, things like skip rope or running, floor sprints. I think floor sprints, they come very close to the way you feel in a final battle, like your legs become, when your legs become spaghetti. I think this, just mountain climbers, sprinting, full speed, do a round, do some footwork, get up, do it again. This comes very close to how your body feels when you're tired. So I think this is a good additional thing that you can do at your practices. This is something that definitely gives you a little extra boost. Also, if you to come back on, if we're talking about creative practice, there's one thing that I saw in a documentary one time from Picasso, and that always stay with me. So he says, if there's a white canvas, a white piece of canvas is the hardest thing for an artist, because it's so hard where to start your creativity point. But if this canvas already has a couple scuffs on it, then you can be like, oh wait, if this line, I can connect this dot with this dot, and then this one goes here, and then I have a house or something like that. So you have something to build on, and I think this is something you need to give yourself at practice too. So, for example, you decide, okay, today I'm gonna work on my baby free stuff, and not for a day, but for weeks. Every time you train around it, but still the main theme is baby freeze, for example. I always do this myself with material, so I really work on, for example, rolling. So let's go back to the beginning of my style. When I started breaking, everything was from baby freeze. Everything. I started to doing a baby freeze walk, baby freeze jump, baby freeze windmills, baby freeze tread. Everything I did was from baby freeze. Till I met people abroad and they shook my hand like this. Yo, what's up, your Menno? So that was the moment I started realizing, like, okay, this is my special power, but at the same time it's becoming my weak power because I'm doing only this all the time, and people already mocking me for it, you know. So I started to think more like I need more of these tools, like I have baby freeze. And I was never very talented in doing big power moves or like elbow one hand pullbacks or different moves, flips like that. So I started focusing on really simple things, and I realized not many people were actually focusing on these things. So I started focusing on finding different ways to slide on the floor. Sliding on my shoulders, sliding on my knees, on my head, my elbow, everything I could imagine, I was using it in a slide. And in this period of time, not many people were doing it, so it was refreshing and it was new, and it was effective. But then when I battled on a sticky floor, I couldn't do none of my slides, so I felt I was still depending on the floor a little bit. So that's when I started to use a lot of rolling techniques, different ways of rolling. We've been doing some of the rolls in the previous workshops. But that also became a style of me. And then people stopped mocking me by rolling on the floor when they battled me. But putting this rolling, the sliding, the baby freeze together, it became like a stronger thing, more and more like a snowball effect. Because every loose separated thing that I created, I would still melt it together with the other parts. At times I was really focusing on air flare, and I can still not do it, but I still got a lot of movements out of it. There was a period of time I was really focusing on my footwork to make that like a stronger base, and I really feel that when you open yourself up to be a beginner again at some parts of the dance, then it will evolve, it will add so much to all the things that you already do, that your older stuff actually improves even more than you thought it was possible if you work on the little basics that you're slacking off. That's also a reason why right now I'm training a lot of top styles. I'm working on hip hop, I'm working on house, because I feel that's where my biggest uncomfortable zone is. And I do really feel that it already opens up a lot. So I think it's really important to also have always the beginner state of mind to be able to reinvent yourself.